Hey guys, Ryan here, and today we are back to talk some NASCAR silly season for the first time in what feels like months. Oh wait, it has been months since we've talked silly season because I've been pretty busy, but I finally got time to actually sit down and record one of these, and one of the big announcements I've been waiting for is finally announced. We now know that Anthony Alfredo will be driving the number 38 Front Row Motorsports car, pairing up with Michael Mcdowell, so I'm a big fan of both those drivers, so I'm glad to hear they're both officially signed. And we actually heard that David Ragan will be coming back for the 2021 Daytona 500, which that'll add to that entry list, but I'm going to be doing a video on that this coming weekend, so stay tuned for that. But first, we're going to kind of talk about the implementations of everything that went on with this 38 ride, because this is one I've been meaning to do a video on, and I just hadn't had the time. But you had John Hunter Nemechek in that ride this year. He elected to go back down to trucks and run for KBM. Meanwhile, Alfredo finally gets his first full-time NASCAR opportunity, and he is going to be full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series, running for Rookie of the Year this year. So he's going to have a tall task to try and get that Rookie of the Year, because, of course, the only other Rookie of the Year contender officially announced so far, I believe, is Chase Briscoe. I can't think of any other Rookie of the Year contenders, so this is going to be big. Definitely excited for Alfredo, the fact that this is really his first full-time opportunity that he's had. And then, of course, you got the David Ragan coming back to the team. That's really cool as well, although I don't know if he knows the meaning of the word retired. It means to not race, or to not continue. And he's run both the Daytona 500 since he retired. So I guess he retired from full-time competition, and he's just going to run the Daytona 500 every year. So that'll be a third Front Row Motorsports car, but we're not talking too much Daytona 500 entry list. We're just going to be talking mainly about that. So with Gilliland, Todd Gilliland's also re-signed to their truck team, but with Nemechek going down to Xfinity, or to trucks, for KBM, he is no longer in the Cup Series, and that left that seat vacant. A lot of people were talking about it. We weren't sure, maybe LaJoy, if he hadn't already signed his deal with Spire, but he ended up signing with Spire for the number 7 car, so we know where he's going. And it was just kind of a big toss-up. I mean, there really weren't any names on the list until Adam Stern, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, dropped Alfredo's name, which I thought was a little weird, because it'll be his third new manufacturer and his third new team in 3 years. Because he did some time at DGR Crosley and Toyota, then they switched to Ford, and he left for Xfinity with RCR and Chevrolet, and now he's with a Ford-powered team in the Cup Series. So it's been a very interesting ride for Alfredo the last couple of years. His truck stats were nothing overly impressive, but he also didn't get a lot of the big races, and he certainly didn't get as many of them as other drivers in that same car, especially compared to teammates like Natalie Decker, who got a lot of rides in the DGR Crosley team. But then you look at his Xfinity Series, and he made 19 starts and only 2 DNFs in that entire 19-race season. And for a lot of those rotational cars, you saw a lot of mechanical failures. And the fact that he only had 2 DNFs for any reason, one of which being that big scary wreck a few months ago at the Kansas Speedway, just adds to the absolute shock that he is. That he only managed 1 other DNF throughout the entire other 18 races that he ran. And it's not like he ran the danger-free races. I mean, Kansas is typically one of those that has a lot of wrecks and will have a lot of cautions. So, yeah, that was kind of the big news announcement that came. We've also had a lot more just kind of general news announcements. I'm going to be going through, as I said, Daytona 500 entry list. It's looking like we might see 45, 46 cars. I've seen a lot of people saying 47. I don't think 47 is going to happen, but again, that's a topic for a different video. But yeah, this is just kind of a... but yeah, and for Front Row Motorsports, I see this as potentially really the first time they've had a chance to really build up around a driver. Because this is the first time they've had a driver that wasn't already either past his prime or, well, outside John Hunter Nemechek. This is the first time they've gotten a driver that wasn't either past their prime or had never had experience in competitive equipment. Because like you have guys like Mike Mcdowell, never had competitive equipment, and I think is a little past his prime, still can probably win a race. But again, you got guys who are past their prime. You've had guys like Tift who have just had troubled careers due to medical issues. I mean, no fault of Tift, but he's had a very punctuated career. Now he's a team owner in the Cup Series with Live Fast Motorsports. But yeah, so this is the first time they've really had, outside of Nemechek, where they've really had a young driver to build a team around to try and ultimately end up with a situation where they could build a team up to get to 2, 3, 4, maybe competitive cars in the not-too-distant future. Now, do I think it's likely? I think they're probably still going to be a 2-car team for a long time. I think it'll take them a while to build up around Alfredo. But if Alfredo continues to develop and doesn't end up switching teams, I think there's a good chance you might see Alfredo in a real chance to make the playoffs in that equipment. I mean, you've seen it gradually getting better and better, and it's only going to get better if they're building around a stable core. Because outside of David Ragan, who hasn't even been that solid of a core for them because he's been in and out of the team fairly constantly, you really haven't seen them with a stable driver roster either. I mean, it feels like every couple of years it's either a full driver swap or switching out just 1 or 2 drivers from that, or one driver, either the 38 or the 34, having a driver swap almost constantly, which also gets a little annoying as a front row fan, because it's like, come on, just keep a driver to build around, even if they aren't the best driver. My expectations, though, for Alfredo in his rookie season, especially considering we know that there's going to be a lot of those one-day shows with no practice, no qualifying. My expectations, I'm gonna take a tapered spacer and shove them on my expectations. I think finishing around where Nemechek did, maybe a few spots higher, somewhere around the top 25. I think top 25 in points would be absolutely fantastic for that team. If he could get top 20 in points, that would be absolutely unbelievable. I think the highest I would reasonably expect would be 23rd, 24th place in points. But I think for Alfredo, just get a lot of top 15s, maybe a top 10 here or there. Try and contend for wins, especially at the plate tracks, and really just learn. Because that's the big thing about this is, for Alfredo's career, of course, the team wants to build up around him, but he can use this as a learning experience for the Cup Series to then essentially do what Nemechek did, where he came up to Cup with them and then has gone back down to Expedia Truck. Well, he went to Trucks, but Alfredo could go to Expedia Trucks in the pipeline of a bigger organization to try and get in line for maybe, for example, the 19 when Truex maybe retires at some point. But Truex is not retiring anytime soon, guys. I saw the rumors going around on Twitter that that Martin Truex Jr. is not retiring anytime soon, and yeah, no, that's not happening. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting NASCAR season to watch, and of course, silly season with a lot of drivers having no real contracts past this year. Again, I mean, most everybody that was a free agent this year got one-year deals at either their current team or at another team to just kind of develop another year, wait for the next gen car. because that's going to be another one that's going to be fun to see, is the development on the next-gen car. It tested Charlotte, it's tested Daytona now in single-car runs, so definitely is going to be an interesting set of drivers and teams going for the championship here in the NASCAR Cup Series. Again, as we get closer to Daytona, I'll also be doing a full playoff breakdown like I did this last year. So I will be a little smarter, and I will probably put a Ganassi car in there, because I know everybody was upset at me for not putting Kurt Busch or Larson in there, and it being right on the Larson part due to sheer luck. But yeah, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did enjoy, of course, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new so you guys never miss an episode. I'm going to be doing these videos. I'm going to try and do these videos more regularly and more as the news happens. So, of course, click the subscribe button to stay tuned. And other than that, we will see you guys in the next video, live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. If you guys are watching this on the day it comes out, I will be taking part in the Thomas Cup Series Clash tonight at around 9 Eastern, so feel free to tune back in on the channel to see that. But other than that, I will see you guys later. Goodbye!